The Buffalo Home Show is back at the Buffalo Convention Center for the next 2 weekends. This weekend, you can go see this guy, HGTV host and home renovation professional, Baeumler. Thank you so much for being with us here this morning.
Thanks for having me. This is one of the first times I got off the highway in Buffalo, and I have to say, I'm impressed. A lot of beautiful architecture here.
It's a great place. You should spend some time at some point.
I'm going to spend a little time here.
But right now, you've got things to do this weekend. We'll get to that in a second. But first, if you're not familiar, tell us about your show.
We've been at this for 20 years, starting with disaster DIY, and I think a lot of people in Buffalo get the signals from Canada. Renovation Island was the last show that really kind of kicked off here. It was about our journey and experience into the Bahamas building a resort. And, of course, Rock the Block, Sarah and I were just on, which is currently airing, and I can tell you who wins after.
Yeah, you don't spoil anything. If someone who maybe isn't familiar with you, if they come to see you at the home show this weekend, what are they going to learn from you?
I love to. I travel around a lot, do a lot of home shows, talk to people. I like to share a little peek behind the curtain of production and construction. I've been at it for 20 years, 17 shows, 700 episodes, so got a little experience there. And I like to talk, especially in the last few years as my kids get older, about where the real value is in our homes, the housing crisis we're seeing across Canada and the U.S., and where we should be spending money to get the most value out of our homes and actually make money from our homes.
Some of the things in your shows are very professional things that experts should be doing.
Right.
One of the things I always think about is where do people find that line between I can handle this or I need a professional? I mean, because it's different for everybody, but how do they kind of feel that out and navigate that?
It is, at the end of the day, I mean, we're not sending things into space here. We're building houses. It's a lot of technical information, but it's a lot of art, hand on hand. So you have to decide, do I have the skills? Am I willing to take the time to build the skills? Do I have the money to do it twice if I make a mistake?
That's a good one.
And am I going to enjoy this and stick with it and actually get it done? Because having an unfinished home is a liability.
And you have to have, I like what you said there, do I have the ability to do it 2 times?
Right.
Because if you are doing it yourself and you don't know what you're doing, that's fine, but you might have to start over.
And there's certain things, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, gas work, that licensed professionals,
you need a pro.
You should call them in to do it. And unless you're willing to go and do the training and learn how to do that, most people aren't.
Because you got to be safe, too.
Yeah, you've got to be safe. And there's liability, there's insurance, and there's the value of your home. This is your biggest asset, so you want to protect it.
All right, when can people see you this weekend?
I will be on stage today, the main stage of the Buffalo Home Show, Buffalo Convention Center, 3 p.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow again.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, go on out and see him. You might learn a thing or two, and especially if you have plans and are thinking if those plans are right for you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it. The Buffalo Home Show runs today and tomorrow from 10 until 9, Sunday 10 to 6, and then again next weekend.